Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Okay, the McDonald's I usually go to had a facelift, and I was really glad it opened back up because the other McDonald's has a pretty funky soda machine, which is why I go there. And I work on my social media, and I drink some Diet Coke. Okay, so the 3 days of the low carb diet are over. Thank you, God. The last 3 days were really awful. Okay, these sunglasses, I love these sunglasses. These are fashion sunglasses, no brand, but what I like about them is they're tortoiseshell sunglasses with blue lenses. So this is one of the items I sell at the swap meet. So I showed you guys the clothes, and I showed you guys the rings, and I showed you guys some various jewelry and sunglasses. When I can pick them up dirt cheap, I sell them $3 or 2 for $5. So, okay, there was another 3-day challenge. It was Jan from New York City saves money, and I was happy. And so I will post that on my Twitter for you guys, or just go to Jan from New York City saves money. Okay, I think the people that will have a problem if hard times hit are people who have no idea what to do. So Jan from New York City has lots of good ideas, and in that video she also has a meatball soup recipe, which is what I was interested on. I was on that. So check that out. And the other one is Penny Pinching Granny, because she's got tons of good ideas if a recession hits. So that diet made me suffer so bad. But I think my meals improved. It's just that, it's a diet. And I was doing the $5 challenges, but now I want to move in a different direction. I don't want to keep doing the same thing for the rest of my life. For one thing, my house is jam-packed with food. I bought a lot of food when I was doing those challenges. And now I have to eat it all. So I did videos buy in bulk. This was many years ago, like 4 years ago, and the idea was buy a lot. So that's the opposite of buying the small amounts. But if you only have a small amount of money, you can't buy in bulk. But buying in bulk is actually cheaper. So what I want to do now for the next 4 days, while I'm not on the low carb diet, I will be, making things out of this food storage I have. So just some examples of things you could make in large quantities are granola, trail mix, and cookies. Okay, so one thing you can make is bread. Your own bread, and you don't have to pay $1, and then you save that $1, like Jan of New York. How can I save $1? Well, you can make your own bread. That'll save you at least $1, maybe more. So for my bulk food, I would have soup and bread, and I would make a nice big pot of soup, and I could eat it until it was gone. So examples of soup would be chicken noodle, and if you save your chicken parts and you make your own bread, there you have it. Chicken and dumplings. If you make chicken soup and you just make a batch of biscuits and use those as dumplings, that's good. I happen to have a really good lima bean soup recipe, and I make cornbread with that. Split pea, Jan from New York City, I think it was Jan, yeah, split pea soup, and I usually make cornbread with that. I have a really good split pea soup. One time I saw Split pea soup, $9 a bowl. So I go, oh goody, and I ran in and got one. It's not as good as mine. I can make a huge pot or two for $9. Pinto beans with ham or ham hocks. Black-eyed peas. Okay, I happen to have, I say all my recipes are the best. Okay, my son goes, I hate black-eyed peas, but I like yours. And I go, well, that's because you're used to grandma's, which was the old-fashioned way. Mine is old-fashioned too. The trick is you have to find ham bouillon cubes. Good luck on that. It's very hard to find. And you just make beans, in that. You make the black-eyed peas with that ham bouillon, and you season them with salt, pepper, and sugar. Maybe a few onions. Good. So that's my black-eyed peas. Navy beans with ham and ham or ham hocks with cornbread. And if you make those with a crock pot, that's even easier. Okay, so soup, beans, spaghetti, big pots of spaghetti, big pots of chili, big pots of goulash, big pots of beef stew, and then biscuits and gravy, or homemade bread and gravy. Potatoes and gravy. Okay, and then I think it was Jan from New York mentioned potatoes. So if you buy your big bag of potatoes, you can use those in your soup, you can make fries, but I'm going to be making some potato stuff, like the ones that I can think of right off the top of my head are potatoes with broccoli and cheese, or potatoes and gravy, or potatoes with chili on top. And then I will be making sandwiches, because you can buy that sandwich stuff in bulk. Peanut butter, jam, you can make your own jam, you boil your fruit down. I drain my fruit, I cover it with water, I cook it down, and I mash it with like a spatula, and I put sugar to taste, and then I turn the heat off and I add a little lemon or lime. And I stockpile those big plastic bottles. I buy them at Dollar Tree. So sandwiches, lunch meat and cheese, I keep that in the freezer. Grilled cheese, bologna is good. Tuna, sausage sandwiches, BLTs, and hamburgers. So those are examples of ways that you can eat really, really cheap by buying huge amounts and then eating it down. So if you have all this food in your stockpile, you have all these packages of lunch meat in your freezer, you have all these packages of cheese in your freezer, you have things to make sandwiches in your freezer, bread. And then, if you make yourself a batch of yogurt. And Pamela, if you make yogurt, then Donna Michi can eat more yogurt. I thought that was cute. My son's dog is the same way. They lock him out of the kitchen with one of those gates for babies. This was funny. He is impossible. He's a big husky dog. He's impossible when they're making chicken. Oh, and this was a proud moment. The other night, those nuggets I made were delicious. And I told you guys, it was the craziest thing, because I said, oh no, I have a bug. So I went through all this extreme measures. I think that bug ran from outside of my kitchen in to get some of those nuggets I made. Those are really good. Check out my nugget recipe. And, I'm in here checking out their nuggets. And I thought, wow, those nuggets I made were pretty darn close. So, okay, you guys, I will see you later. God bless you all.